Rainbow Six Siege. Now, many of you know that I have played this exact game on my channel, and I still do plan on uploading this game as much as possible. But, that being said, this video is going to be a different kind of video that I have never uploaded before. While my channel has consisted of funny moments from multiple games such as Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Rainbow, this video is nothing like that. This is an analysis of Siege and, as the title suggests, an explanation of why I think this game is one of, if not, the best multiplayer game that I have ever played in my short time of playing games. And with my thoughts being expressed, hopefully they can change some of your minds if you're looking at Siege in a bad light. And hopefully you can take all my words with a grain of salt, as I'm not a god tier player at the game, nor do I claim to beat one. So, with all that being said and all the disclaimers out of the way, let's get right into it on this analysis of Rainbow Six Siege. Now, when you think of what makes a multiplayer shooter great, what do you think of? Well, for me, it's good gunplay, content, and the dependentness of your team. After all, it's not just you against an entire other team. While some games can hit some of these notes just right, not all of them achieve all three. Take Modern Warfare 2 for example. While many praise this game for being one of the best multiplayer shooters of all time, I can see it lacking in certain areas. While most older Call of Duties, you were just a tank that no one could bust, in MW2 this was especially the case. It's like you were playing free-for-all in team deathmatch. You didn't need a team. Unlike MW2 though, Rainbow Six makes teamwork a necessity to win the game. The operators in Rainbow Six Siege act as puzzle pieces that other operators can complete. You need a Thatcher to disable electricity on a wall before thermite can bust through, and a Caveira can UAV the entire enemy team if she has some cover fire of a few teammates watching her back. Even just the base game is very teammate focused, as you can be any operator and just need callouts of enemy positions from teammates to take full advantage of the round.
Marky's still here. He backed away though.
Just don't peek the window. Just wait.
Alright. Left side, right.
And just making sure that the objective is secure on defense is practically impossible without teammates, as the walls around the objective act as though they are paper mache and need reinforcements. But your teammates have all the reinforcements that can ensure a victory. You can't do it all on your own, because in Siege, you have to be a productive team to come out on top. As for gunplay, Rainbow has a very unique mechanic, in which any gun in the game can one-shot kill. That might sound scary and ridiculous, but crazily enough, that makes every gun in the game balanced. Like, really, really balanced. As for most shooters, a shot to the head is lethal, but not a kill. But in Siege, it's always a kill, no matter what. This invites some skill into the gameplay that rivals games like Counter-Strike, because every small decision that you make can end your life, or even your team's chances of winning, and vice versa. This makes people that play in pro leagues on Siege always stay on their toes, because not even that big of a move can end you in some deep shit, or victory based on how you play it. That kind of learned skill can drag people back into the game as they know what went wrong, and they can be prepared and maybe even counter it the next time it happens. The general player is urged to come back time after time to see how well they can do and become a better player at the game in general, because no game of Siege is the same, and that always keeps the game interesting. But what also keeps the game interesting and fun is the amount of content in the game. At the time of making this script, there are 44 unique operators as well as 20 maps in Rainbow Six Siege. Of these operators, there are 20 base game operators that come with the game that are now unlocked as soon as you start playing. And there are only 10 base maps in the game, meaning that there were 10 maps that came out as DLC. Not to mention the map reworks that are ongoing to make sure certain maps do not get boring and unfair to a certain extent. Oh, and all these maps, map reworks, and operators are completely free, and you can download them at any time. Plus, you get constant changes to guns and operator abilities to make sure the game is as balanced as possible in those same updates. These updates with free content are still going on 3 years since the release of the game, and plans have been made to have these constant updates until 2025. A multiplayer game that has support and content until up to 10 years after the game's release. That seems unheard of, but the creators really care about this game and the people who love to play it. Doesn't that seem worthy of a great multiplayer game title? Because I sure think that does. Rainbow Six Siege is a game that has new life flowing through it monthly, has a tight, powerful, and effective gunplay mechanic, and a team-based gameplay that never seems to get old and has me going back to the game constantly. Something new happens day after day, and just might keep my attention for 7 more years. Who knows? But here's something I do know. Siege is one of the greatest games I have ever played, and it keeps me hooked into wanting to get better each time I get into a game. And that's why Rainbow Six Siege is one of the greatest multiplayer games of all time. I want to keep playing. I feel like I get better the more I try, and it has a unique style that I haven't seen anyone use in over 10 years. And I hope game companies look at how successful they can be by adapting to the fun and addictiveness of Rainbow Six Siege. Thank you for watching. So, now what do you guys think? I've never really done this before, and I don't know how this is going to come out, but hopefully I can make more content that's not just funny moments, so I can actually make more of a name for myself. But, do you guys consider Rainbow Six to be a great multiplayer game, or just another game in the win? Let me know down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, as it did take quite a while to make. A lot more than I'm used to. And thanks for watching, as I am the shittiest content creator on earth. Peace.
Come on, and just take the high road. I'm trying to fly though, wanna touch the sky, but still lie low. Never water down, even with the hydro. Vaporize the hate so I don't have to keep my eyes low. Hit eyes low, get it in Norway. Cleanse palates with the callous man sorbet. Doorways open up, yup.